Thank you. Our grandson, Aiden Kelly, has been a resident of KNI for 2.5 years, and quite frankly, I've been impressed with the expertise and the proactive supports that have resulted in his success, so that he is no longer in extreme danger to himself and others. I've always believed in community-based services, but my experience with them since 1999 is that they've been far from adequate to retain staff and provide professional oversight. The Winfield model has been touted as the model for deinstitutionalization and for closing KNI, when in fact 15%, as the doors were closing at Winfield, 15% of those people, among them there were people that were frantically still looking for placement in the community and found none as the doors closed. The waiting list also began within 6 months of closure, and my grandson was on that waiting list in August of 1998. The waiting list has grown from just a few to hovering somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 individuals on the waiting list. That's been since 1998 that it's grown to that amount. Proponents claim that our loved ones are going to be well cared for and they're looking for better outcomes, when in fact it's sad to say that they're ignoring community issues. The revolving door of untrained and underpaid staff that are paid $4 less an hour than those who serve my grandson at KNI. Understaff and lack of oversight in the community has led to abuse, negligence, and even deaths in the community in the state of Kansas. And there have been a number of people returned to KNI after they were abused in the community and neglected and bounced around, in some cases, to several community options before returning to KNI. It's striking to me that disability rights groups have raised no outcry for the disparity of the stagnant wage, which is currently in the $8 range. It's been in the $8 range for over a decade, and the direct correlation to that with abuse and safety. There have been adequate opportunities for civil rights, disability rights groups to find creative solutions far before this fiscal crisis began just a few years ago. I have brought documentation that was published in the Lawrence Journal World of extensive abuse and investigation findings, and you're welcome to look at that after the meeting if you so desire. It's extensive and appalling. Recently, an SRS official, I have to skip down. I just want to say that I would love to have my grandson return to the community, but since it took $20 an hour to keep him safe in 2004, I'm afraid to have him return, knowing that the direct support staff are still paid under what someone working at Dillard's department store would start at today, which is $10 an hour. While the higher functioning excel in the community, the profoundly disabled often do not. Even our Supreme Court recognizes, and I will quote Justice Kennedy, "It would be unreasonable, it would be a tragic event if the American with Disabilities Act was to be interpreted so that states had some incentive to drive those in need of medical care and treatment out of appropriate care and into settings with too little assistance and supervision." And ladies and gentlemen, that's what we have in the community. I have tried to reintegrate my grandson for the last year and a half, even though he's been at KNI for 2.5 years, and I've had 2 community service providers decline to serve him, saying they were unable to ensure his safety. I have some solutions which I won't go into now, but during the time of question and answering, I would be happy to share my own solutions to this dilemma. But I would just want to say in closing that we serve a creative God. And there are many solutions besides taking the low road and pitting those who have no voice against others who have significant needs also. We have the opportunity to take the high road. Let's ask our God for wisdom. Let's ask our God to do exceeding and abundantly more than we can ask or think for those who have no voice. Thank you.